Well, the Vikings have a situation with the quarterback position. I mean, all season long, they've been having issues with the quarterback position. But at this point, I'm sure you are all very much aware of what it is that we're going to talk about. And it is the fact that Carson Wentz out for the year. He's going to need shoulder surgery. And this from Ben Gessling, who does a damn good job on Twitter after Carson Wentz injured his left shoulder in the Vikings game against the Browns on October 5th. He found out he'd eventually need surgery, but could play in the meantime if he could manage the pain. Played 2 games in shoulder harnesses. Last Thursday's was larger than the one he used against the Eagles and was obviously in significant pain against the Chargers. With J.J. McCarthy set to come back, Wentz opted for shoulder surgery after making it through 2.5 games with the injury. He then went on to say, Carson Wentz's injury was a shoulder dislocation that tore his labrum and fractured the socket. Surgery was inevitable to repair it so he could continue his career. Okay. First off, no matter how you feel about his performance overall as a Minnesota Viking, you can't help but feel nothing but bad for the guy. One thing you can't question about Carson Wentz is his toughness. This man is tough. But I'm sorry, this just adds on to the layers of the overall tree of Kevin O'Connell doesn't know what he's doing. Because that Chargers game, we saw clearly multiple times, by the way, where he's laying on the field just in sheer agony, the worst kind of pain, multiple times that he laid there and KOC did nothing about it. But in the same breath, looking to coddle J.J. McCarthy, and I don't even, you know what? I'm going to be fair. You want your franchise quarterback to be 100% okay, fine. But you should keep that same energy with the other 52 players on this roster. And the fact is, you treated J.J. McCarthy one way that's like, all right, if he only has a little bit of pain, all right, maybe bring him back out, but no, I want him to be fully healthy. Fair enough. Carson Wentz, clearly not healthy, is going through absolute hell. And by the way, you have an alternative in this position, known as the quarterback position. And hell, you could have did this before the game even started against the Chargers. And that alternative option was Max Brosmer. Why did you not? You should have put in Max Brosmer long before you did with just 2 minutes left against LA. You let so much time go by where this man was getting knocked upside his head, taking shot after shot after shot, doing absolutely nothing. Why should, and I'm not suggesting that any of the other players feel this way, but I'm just asking a hypothetical question. Why should the other players on this roster, on this team, trust you moving forward? You say one thing for one player and do something completely different for another player. And hopefully he has the chance to continue his career, Carson Wentz. But this is pathetic. You're a con artist. You do not practice what it is that you preach. You are Kevin O. Con Artist. This video is brought to you by Sleeper. New customers at Sleeper sign up, get a free $20 entry. It is absolutely free, no deposit required. Or if you do decide to make a deposit, get a 100% match up to $100 using the promo code Randy. Terms and conditions do apply. Check out Sleeper today. And I've just got one question for you, KLC, because honestly, I don't think it's possible that you could have mismanaged this situation more than what you already did, albeit maybe with the exception of putting Carson Wentz back in the game for the remaining 2 minutes. But why didn't you put in Brosmer a lot earlier than you did? Huh? Why? Was it ego? Was it to hold the tradition of the third string quarterback doesn't need to be out there, especially if there's a chance that he could threaten what you perceive to be the future franchise quarterback in JJ McCarthy, drawing up a quarterback controversy and it's him versus Max Brosmer? What is it? What is the reason? And the media, I beg of you to press this man on this question. Why did you not put Brosmer in earlier when you clearly saw what Carson Wentz was going through? It doesn't make sense. Actions speak louder than words. You're great at talking. You're great at wordplay. As far as player management, you are absolutely terrible. And this just adds on to all the terrible things that you've already done. Ask him the question. We need answers. Why are you treating one player this way and this player complete opposite of this player? Why? We'll see you next time.